think procrastination is about laziness, that if we just had more willpower or cared more, we'd get things done. But the truth is, procrastination isn't about effort, it's about emotion. When your brain senses a task will be uncomfortable, challenging, boring, or emotionally taxing, it moves to protect you. It avoids the discomfort by chasing immediate relief. That's why you suddenly feel the urge to scroll, snack, or clean your kitchen instead of answering one email. Psychologists call this task aversion. It's not that the task is impossible, it's that your brain anticipates a negative emotional state and chooses escape. This moment, right here, is where procrastination is born. You know what to do, you even want the outcome, but your brain says, not now. And because it feels like relief, you agree. Now enter dopamine, the chemical of pleasure and reward. When you check Instagram, binge YouTube, or reach for sugar, you get a quick dopamine hit. Your brain says, this feels better than the task. Over time, this wires a habit loop. Discomfort, escape, relief, repeat. This is why people who seem lazy are often incredibly active. They just fill their time avoiding what matters most. Now add the shame cycle. You procrastinate, then you feel guilty. You call yourself undisciplined, flawed, or behind. That guilt creates more emotional discomfort, which your brain tries to escape from again. And just like that, the cycle loops. Avoid, guilt, avoid again. Here's what makes it worse. When you say, I'm just a procrastinator, you're not just describing a habit, you're forming an identity. And your brain works very hard to stay consistent with your identity. So the more you reinforce I can't focus or I never finish, the more your brain fulfills that belief on autopilot. But the science tells a different story. Neuroplasticity shows us that the brain can be retrained. Procrastination isn't who you are, it's a loop, a pattern, one that can be disrupted, deliberately and over time. In the next part, we're going to break that loop, step by step, with 7 shifts that move you from avoidance to momentum, without waiting for motivation. 1. The 2-minute rule. Just start. Your brain resists big tasks, but it doesn't resist small ones. So when you feel overwhelmed, shrink the task to something you can do in 2 minutes. Write 1 sentence, open the project file, clean just your desk. This is powerful because action beats motivation. Once you start, the brain shifts into motion. Momentum builds, and often you do far more than 2 minutes. Because starting creates clarity, and clarity beats resistance. Second shift from outcome to identity. Most people say, I want to finish this task, but a better shift is this. I'm the kind of person who finishes things. That small change rewires the brain. You're no longer chasing productivity, you're building identity. Every time you follow through, you cast a vote for a new self-image. Not I have to, but this is who I am now, and your habits will start to match that identity automatically. 3. Use the focus sprint method. Ever notice how it's easier to focus when the clock is ticking? That's because time pressure increases urgency and lowers perfectionism. Set a timer for 25 minutes. Pick one task, work without switching. Then take a 5-minute break. Repeat up to 4 rounds. This method, called the Pomodoro technique, has been shown to boost productivity by up to 60%. It trains your brain to focus in short, powerful bursts. It also removes decision fatigue. You're not working forever, you're just running one sprint. 4. Dopamine rewiring with micro rewards. The reason TikTok or food feels more rewarding than your to-do list. It gives dopamine immediately, but you can hijack that system. Give yourself a micro reward after completing each sprint. A short walk, music, a favorite drink, or even checking off a box. These tiny rewards teach your brain, focus equals good feelings. It resets the reward system, so your brain starts craving completion, not distraction. 5. Journal what you avoid. Most procrastination lives in vagueness, so name it. What task are you avoiding right now? Why? Write the first thoughts that come up. They'll judge me. I'm scared it won't be good enough. I don't know where to start. By writing it out, you shine a light on what's really causing the delay. And once the fear is visible, it's manageable. 6. Build an anti-procrastination environment. Willpower is fragile. Your environment is powerful. Make procrastination harder to access. Use app blockers, silence notifications, keep your workspace minimal, set up friction for distractions, and make focus as easy as possible. You're not lazy, you're just competing with an environment designed to steal your attention. Rebuild it to serve your goals. 7. Emotional regulation before productivity. This might be the most overlooked habit. Most procrastination is emotional, not tactical. It comes from stress, fear, overwhelm, or self-doubt. So before you try to force work, pause, breathe, stretch, meditate for 2 minutes. Name how you feel. When your nervous system is calm, your brain can focus. You don't need more hacks. You need emotional readiness. Let's step back and look at what just happened. You didn't just learn productivity tricks. You've been handed a blueprint to transform how you think, act, and see yourself. Because at its core, procrastination is not about what you're avoiding. It's about who you believe you are when you're avoiding it. You might have spent years reinforcing the identity of "I'm a procrastinator," but every time you act differently, even in the smallest way, you're casting a vote for a new version of yourself. Not a perfect version, not a robot, but a version who starts, who shows up, who finishes. This is the shift, from relying on willpower to building systems, from chasing motivation to creating momentum, from self-judgment to self-respect. Let's take a quick story. Meet Alex. He used to avoid work until the last possible second. He'd scroll, snack, sleep, anything but start. Then he did 3 things. He used the 2-minute rule to break the ice. He ran focus sprints with a timer. And he rewarded himself, not just for results, but for showing up. Within weeks, he wasn't just getting things done. He started identifying as someone who finishes what he starts. It wasn't motivation that changed him, it was consistency. And now that shift is open to you. You've already started by watching this. You've stepped into clarity, and clarity is the beginning of change. Procrastination doesn't mean you're broken. It means your brain is trying to protect you from discomfort. But doing it in the wrong way. You don't have to wait for motivation. You don't need to feel ready. You just need to start. Start small. Start messy. Start tired. But start. Because action is what rewires your brain, not thinking about it, not waiting to feel like it. Action. And the more you show up, the more your identity shifts. You go from "I'm someone who avoids" to "I'm someone who shows up even when it's hard." That's how self-trust is built. That's how momentum is born. That's how procrastination ends. So here's your next step. Pick one habit from today. Just one. And do it today. Then come back tomorrow. Repeat. Let repetition replace resistance. And if this video helped you, subscribe to Next Me Project. This channel is built for people who want real growth without the fake hype. Quiet, focused, grounded change. Your best work is on the other side of action. And now, you know how to begin.